Yeah, how's it going? Today is 10th of March, Sunday, and we are taking a look at the market, what kind of opportunities are available there. Yesterday, so I have started by taking a look at opportunity I was taking a look at yesterday was that could be new funding to boost space sector growth across UK. Something I was taking a look at, yeah, was a new opportunity, right? And there might be some finances within the area. Just moments ago, I have reviewed everything more or less what's happening around Bristol, so that area kind of covered. I have managed to arrange some conference calls and I have chat with the people up there. More than likely, people are new. They don't understand what's happening, all of that. Whether that's if you ask me briefly what's happening in Bristol, so I need to chat to perhaps a different person. There might be just one person, a person that works for, I don't know, perhaps even 20 hours only. Not necessarily that person is looking for more work, if that makes sense. I don't know how to work that. Since we're in Southwest, let's take a look at what's happening in Cornwall. And Cornwall has recently, I think, within that area was a lot of investment being made and all finance being made available, right? Something I was taking a look at within that area and council, and they might have a lot of properties that they might consider changing use cases, right? I don't know, everyone's joking around about how good Cornwall ice cream is. So perhaps they have milk, producing milk, so there might be farms and changing use cases from those farms into different buildings. All those kind of opportunities, right? I have covered those previously. Now let's take a look at space clusters, right? So when I take a look at those, I haven't briefly. I was taking a look at they have something with unmanned area vehicles, so perhaps there might be some opportunities there. Let's see if there might be some finances made available as well. Some of the people, right, so give to more of the balanced perspective. So that would be delegate to Isa from UK. I have reached out to this delegate. This person is well knowledgeable. He knows everything. And that person that I'm referring to is very, very busy. So I understand this person. I would never compare this person who can answer questions in 2 words, right? And this person is busy. I do understand because this person knows everything. That's a different story. Not to compare with some of the people that I have met in Southwest who doesn't know anything. They don't know nothing what's happening and they're very busy working only limited hours. Two different types of people. If you were to ask me, right, there might be again, if we were to touch on Cornwall and everything what's happening in Cornwall, I would think about the money, right, and how money was allocated and everything what's happening within the area, right. Since European funds were perhaps finished, right, so those were available at the time. UK left the EU, and it's been, if you would ask, 3 months now, where funds would need to come from somewhere else, right? So that's my personal understanding. It's not necessary. This part is not necessarily correct. That's my understanding. Since funds that was available 2024, most likely those finished, and now they need to operate with different finance, right? Have someone else made some finances available, and now they operated with those finances, and let's try to understand what kind of opportunities are being made available, right? And if you were asking perhaps for 4 years, but in Bristol they mentioned something about elections, but I don't know if that's what's happening in Cornwall. Anyway, perhaps they undergoing elections as well. But either way, we're gonna be taking a look at innovation and or space business, right? We're gonna be looking for finances and how we can engage with the team, right? Briefly, I can touch on unmanned area vehicles, right? And I was taking a look at companies and who have received license to operate those. One of the company's name, within the name it says Cornwall, so that means they already have one company. The company's name would say they have received license, and more than likely they have received finance to that company. So not necessarily within the interest of this cluster to support more businesses who looking to tackle the same problem, just because of the license and names and why they would support two competing companies. Who likes competition, right? Previously, right, there was some finances made available to tackle this problem when it comes to UAVs, right? And I think there is already someone operating within that area. I don't know if the rest of UK, but I think this opportunity has already been taken, so to say, right? Perhaps I can try reaching out to the team. But if I would like to solve this problem, most likely that's not optimal. but but once that been said, let's take a look at what they are saying, right? Test and develop your UAVs in Cornwall, so you can do it because perhaps infrastructure is there. If that makes sense, infrastructure is there because someone is already doing it. So it's already there. If you like, try to reach out to a team and see perhaps they might be able to offer. Perhaps it's something I'm gonna have to do, right? I don't know. Perhaps if I had to chase all the airports, right? Perhaps because of the space and having a license to operate anything in the air, there might be a lot of restrictions, right? So perhaps I need to find the airport, all these kind of things. So anyone would need to find those. And if there was an airport in Cornwall, more than likely someone. If not, you can reach out and perhaps do something in there, right? We're referring to a very particular area, right? So that would be a Predenack airfield, right? The case best location for independent test and evaluation of UAVs technology, right? So there might be some opportunities that are made available there if something yourself you're interested in, particularly if we are taking a look at BVLOS or below visual line of sight, right, and how you like to operate those systems, right? And they're sharing a lot of information, but not necessarily needs to be limited to there. We can still reach out to it and say hi. More competition might be better for everyone involved, right? It could be keep you, keep you in the game, so they say. More well, I don't know if I would like to solve this problem, but either way, someone's already doing it most likely. Let's take a look at if we can find any finances made available. If not from this organization, there might be central organization within council that might be looking to offer some finance to solve some particular problems. Briefly, I don't think there's any finances made available. I can jump on perhaps central government and see if there might be a council, and council might have some finances made available, but I don't think this organization would be looking to offer finances, right? Be part of the Cornwall Space Cluster. Opportunities are increasing for a business in the UK and beyond the expand into Cornwall. What I'm saying is, right, most likely, if not right now, perhaps because of how big of the sector can be, if not right now in the future, perhaps there's gonna be some opportunities in the future, near future. But if there was opportunities, so let's say 3 months ago, where they have received a lot of finance, most likely they have already allocated those finances. If that makes sense, right? But either way, so that would most likely come in circles, meaning that not right now, more finances might be made available. Perhaps, if not support existing projects, perhaps new ones, right? Quickly, right, we can take a look at the economic development and what's happening within Cornwall. That's the central government and that's the council. And they might be thinking about a lot of things, but I don't know where they are in terms of the process, right? As I mentioned, what they are doing, how many people, how hard it would be to source necessary number of staff, all those kind of things. I'm not discussing those kind of problems, right? But perhaps there might be some opportunities there. Quickly, we can jump on Cornwall business development projects. We can take a look at those. Before we do that, let's take a look at the local newspaper. For fun, let's take a look at what's happening in Cornwall. For fun, let's see if we can find an interesting article, and we're gonna come back to that in just a second. Quickly, we can take a look at that's a front page, by the way, right? It's for fun. It doesn't really matter. I just want prepare people, right? So that would be major budget changes planned for Cornwall from end of the month, right? So that's very important. From there, we can take a look at a very important pub that is decades old. Chippy among pubs, cafes, and restaurants for sale in Cornwall. So there's if you're interested, there might be a location there, great location. First official picture released, okay, so there's some what's happening with royalty from the female priest. Okay, there's a lot of pushback for whatever reason. I don't understand it, but let's progress Cornwall that and funeral announcements. Well, that's a front page right away. So from there, let's progress to take a look at business development projects. We can take a look at what's happening right here. If we were to take a look at Cornwall, we would be taking a look at startup support if there's any finances made available, right? So let's there might be 3 or 4 different ones that I need to review either way. So because I'm interested if I can establishing business and operating in Cornwall, it could be a lot of fun. So briefly, I need to review those. Otherwise, this video is going to be too long. So if I'll touch on that in just a second. I had the review of some of those opportunities, right? I'm not entirely sure what's happening, by the way. I'm not entirely sure since they're still advertising that they perhaps they're still using some European finances, but most likely, perhaps there's still some housing programs from those sectors, right? Just so it will be more productive, I can share perhaps process, right, and close on this, right? So if I were to take a look at agri-tech, right, perhaps some of those solutions, not that I think what I would like to do, but perhaps that's what they would like to do, right? Because based on location, different parts of UK focusing on different things. Perhaps they're looking to launch some of the projects, but if they already supported some of the projects within that area, they're not looking to support more projects. So I don't know what they're referring to, by the way, life science something. I don't know. So it's very complex, right? So even if I were to take a look at within that area, so Plymouth, right? Plymouth, they're looking to solve a lot of problems with marine kind of development, right? And if they already support a number of projects, then your project not necessarily would fit within what they're looking to do. They will not approve. They more than likely won't gonna approve your project. So I understand that. I understand that. If you were to submit, for example, IT project, they're not interested perhaps in those, or perhaps they should be, not necessarily, unless that IT project will solve very particular problems within even agri-tech or so, right? But either way, once that been said, well, we can engage with different universities, perhaps that was outlined on this council's website. Those would be Dutch College, Exeter, Plymouth, and there might be additional ones. So let's try to chart those and see what perhaps we can secure a partnership with those, and we can do some research and development work with those, right? Perhaps some of that might be a process. Thanks for watching. See you next one.